when they heard God's word. Alistair Begg concludes the message, Bring Out the Book, or in Nehemiah chapter 8.
To preach is no special honor, but it is a great calling. Bruce Thielman says it this way: there is no special honor in being called to the preaching ministry. There is only special pain. The pulpit calls those anointed to it as the sea calls its sailors. And like the sea, it batters and bruises and does not rest. To preach, to really preach, is to die naked a little at a time, and to know each time you do it that you're going to have to do it again. Now what we have in Nehemiah chapter 8 then is a classic illustration of this kind of proclamation. So notice then, first of all the people gathered expectantly. God gave Ezra the ability and the authority. The people gave him the opportunity and the invitation. And what did they do? Well, they listened attentively. Verse 2, on the first day of the 7th month, Ezra the priest brought the law before the assembly, notice, which was made up of men and women and all who were able to understand. Now there is a principle here, loved ones. I'm not sure just how it all works out, but I know there is a principle here. Namely, that the idea that the only way to effectively instruct a congregation is to divvy it up on the basis of age and special interest is not a biblical principle. It's not necessarily a wrong principle, but it's not a biblical principle. The way of instruction in the Old Testament was, first of all, parental instruction to the children. And then it was the instruction of the elders of the church to the families. Or you say, you can't possibly expect that little so-and-so who's only 5 or 6 could possibly sit and listen to this great rambling dissertation, do you? Well, yes. Yes, I do, actually. You say, well, you're weird. Well, yes, I accept that as well. But I still do. Does this mean then that there is no place for everything else that's going on just now? No, it does not mean that for a moment. But I think we need to